I think I will just like very quickly go through my posts and stuff and discuss it a little bit, but other than that, I don't really care anymore, to be honest. All I care about is awareness being spread for the guys, like, you know, Diddy behavior and sexual harassment. But I'll just like go through it to explain to people who maybe haven't seen it yet and stuff, and just like speak my feelings instead of writing them, because apparently I'm bad at that. People were like calling me slurs and stuff for wording something wrong, so that was fun. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah. Hang on, this. I just noticed on one of my acrylic things, the plastic's still there. I just need to get this off real quick. This is very important to me. Ah, that's satisfying. Oh my goodness. I love how there's a plastic protection on the side that hasn't got the design on it, but there isn't on the actual design. Okay, anyways. The photo album's cute. Okay, anyways. To the topic at hand. So, a too long didn't read. I had a couple of run-ins with a male VTuber. And okay, let me just start from the beginning. I need the screenshots of our DMs because obviously he's blocked. I sent them to this person, so they should have them that I can look at. I won't be bringing any of the images and shit up because honestly I don't care. I don't like wanna bother with all that shit, not gonna lie. I'm trying to find the DMs. Where the heck are they? Here we go. Hey, so I met this VTuber. I'm just gonna name drop him because you know he's committed actual crimes. I quote unquote met Salem, aka he followed me on October 6th, and then about 20 minutes later after he followed me, I get a DM. The DM reads, "Hi darling, how are you?" Now if anyone knows me or anyone's like seen my pinned tweet with my boundary document, you know that darling is one of the 2 pet names I absolutely abhor and will literally puke at hearing anyone call me. So, around, let's say, if I can math properly, around 15 minutes after that, I responded, "I'm good, please don't call me pet names, no, how are you?" And he says, "I apologize, I'm good." And I say, "That's good." He says, "Yeah," and then he says, "Also sorry, part of my whole VTuber thingy is being the sin of lust. That's why you'll see I call everyone pet names." So, he apologizes, but then he doubles down with an excuse for his actions. On to the next screenshot. I respond to that with, "Well, as long as you respect boundaries when people ask you to, I guess," because he apologized. Sure, he used the excuse, but I was willing to give him a chance, as I mistakenly do with most male VTubers like this I come across, but that's a totally other story. He says, "Yeah, of course," and then a few minutes after that, "What you doing?" Just kind of scrolling Twitter, I respond. "Give me not excuse, go over boundaries." "Yep." "Hi Neon, how are you?" And then it's just like a basic conversation. He's saying he's getting home. I'm saying I'm like scrolling Twitter. He asks what games I play. I respond, blah blah blah. He asks if I consider doing horror or FPS, and I say I do sometimes. Yeah. And on, I think, what date is it today? It's the 16th. This all started the day before yesterday, so either on the 13th or 14th. He quite retweets my post, which was 2 screenshots of my VTuber model in a blanket, I think, or holding a candy apple, one of the 2. Which was a totally innocent post, by the way, asking everyone what their favourite autumn snacks were, and he quote retweets saying something along the lines of, "How about I make you my favourite autumn snack," or something. I can't remember anymore. So obviously, of course, I already told him like half a week or so ago that I don't like pet names. So I'm at this point I'm like surprised he even went to flirting publicly, because surely if you have common sense, you'd be like, oh, this person doesn't like it when I call them pet names. Maybe I shouldn't publicly flirt or make sexual remarks to them. So I went to his DMs and I said, these are my exact words, please delete your quote tweet on my post. It's kind of weird. That was an innocent post. And he replies, oh, sorry, it was far more so for persona reasoning. So, at this point, because I've had quite a few run-ins with male VTubers, and I do kind of regret this, but I kind of crashed out a bit, and I responded, oh, for fuck's sake, stop using your persona as an excuse to sexually harass women, you absolute buffoon. Now, I definitely could have worded that better. I feel like the swearing wasn't needed. The insult was definitely needed, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I agree that was like the slightest smithering, you know, like 1/4 of a grain of sand, bit too harsh. So yeah, I'm like, he uses his excuse again, obviously, so I blocked him. And then I expected it to be left at that, but then, let me see if I can find the screenshot. Here's one. He makes it public, including a screenshot of my profile with username on show for everybody to see. A minuscule interaction that could have been kept private. We could have blocked each other and moved on. He decided to make public. Let's see what the post is. So it's a screenshot of like the last 3 DMs I read, the one where I asked him to delete the quote tweet, and the one where I called him a buffoon, which I still think is pretty funny if you ask me, but apparently that was disrespecting him. So yeah. Immersion break. Bro, skull emoji, laughing emoji, skull emoji, all that over a quote retweet. Like my entire persona is the sin of lust and being the vampire demon king, and my page very clearly says 18 plus. Now, where have I ever advertised that I'm a safe for work creator? I flirt, I joke, I do the silly lust stuff. Get over yourself. I'm sorry, I cannot read that seriously. Yeah, so he made the situation public, like, very entirely unneedingly. So, at that point, I read that, and I was kind of panicking and freaking out. I hate to admit this. I was shaking. I was, like, on the verge of tears, because it reminded me a whole lot of the Neon situation. If you don't know about the Neon situation, I'm not going to get into it here, but you can probably find it easily on my profile if you just, like, search. You shouldn't do that to other people that have the right to say no. Oh, no, don't worry, it gets worse. So then my good friend, I won't name the good friend, but you can probably find his post very easily. But he replies, you're better than this. Me who warned you that they didn't like pet names. What might seem minor to you makes it incredibly uncomfortable, and as a friend, you should respect them and be mindful of what they are and aren't okay with. As a blank, I expected better from you. The blank is because it's the person's fan name, so I don't want to, like, reveal them from that. If I remember correctly, he was like still defending himself and shit in the replies to that. So my friend makes a post. Let me just open that post right now. My friend is has a pretty big following compared to me, by the way. So my friend says, didn't want to make this public, but I'm very defensive over my friends. While some people's boundaries may seem trivial to you, it isn't a high demand to ask you to not call someone pet names or respond to innocent posts in a way that makes someone uncomfortable, especially if you've been warned in the past. But it's my law. She was polite and asked you nicely twice in DMs to stop being weird and respect her boundaries. She only got mad when you excused it with, it's the way I'm written. You'll find that people may avoid you if you consider their boundaries something that can be written away by your OC's background. Throwing a very public hissy fit doesn't help your case. Yeah, I found you. Thanks, your friend reaching out. Yeah. Welcome in, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't say that before. But I'm not a safe for work creator. She is. Well, to be honest, I'm safe for work, but I do make not safe for work jokes sometimes, I'll admit that. But mainly with friends and mutuals, and we've established that we're joking. Not people who have followed me for 20 minutes and come into my DMs without prior conversation. I can't imagine what other boundaries you may ignore in the future based solely on how you choose to write yourself, yeah. So, through that post my friend put out, somebody reaches out to them. People in chat who haven't seen this situation, are you ready for the bombshell? Because I'm telling you, it's a doozy. I'm just trying to find the screenshot right now. Here we go. Someone reaches out to my friend and says, "Hey, sorry to disturb you, but this dude has done this before to minors. You can go search up SalemFOfficial on the search bar, and there's some tweets you can see calling him out." So of course he looks for that, and there's like 2 threads. Here's on what I found. Yep. There's like 2 threads. For this I need to go to Twitter because I need to find the screenshots of that. I don't even really want to read these out, so I'll only read out some of the more tame ones, but I'm telling you, there's one where he says he wants to get a 13-year-old pregnant with his, There's one where he threatens a minor's boyfriend because he dared to, do the thing people do when they're in love. Okay, let me find these screenshots. Give me a sec. This is like overwhelming. My notifications are still kind of going crazy today as well. Okay, I'll read out this one. Salem says to another person, not me, one of the minors, "Also, how old are you? You said you're a minor." The minor says, "I'm about to be 17 in a month, so I'm not too far." He says, "Oh, okay, we good then. I'm 18. Which in itself isn't that bad, because in some countries, mine for example, the age of consent is 16, but again, he has done this to a 13-year-old before. And then of course there's the screenshots where he threatened the boyfriend. So when all this came out, it kind of blew up, and my posts, Jesus, I was not expecting them to blow up as much as they did. They got 500 likes in 2 days. And almost everyone on my timeline is talking about it. It's kind of crazy. But then, he started acting very manic in his replies to people who are calling him out. Spamming laugh emojis and all that shit. And then he starts claiming he bought his model and all the art off Facebook Marketplace, as he's on a new account and all his stuff was on the old account, the pedophilia stuff. So too long didn't read after this. We went digging, we found some evidence that matched up that he was the same person. We found that his Twitch links to his old Twitter account. And we found voice clips where his voice is exactly the same as it is now in his latest stream. We found a shit ton of evidence to back it up, and he's still he's claiming he was disrespected by me, apparently. And it's just crazy to me. He's been lying about his age. We have no idea if he's actually an adult or if he's a minor, because there's evidence that supports both. He's stalking every single person that posts about it and replying to their posts. "Hi, by the way, Salem, if you're watching. I know you probably are, because I forgot to ban you. I should probably do that." Let me just do that real quick. Before I do though, I hope you rot in hell. Truly, you are a despicable human being. Please rot in hell. But yeah, basically now what's going on is we're finding more evidence to prove it's him. He's still claiming it's not him despite the evidence coming out. He kind of seems like he's panicking a bit, in my opinion, and just spouting bullshit and lies just to try to save face. But the lesson from all this is all the guy had to do is shut up and accept that I blocked him. And then none of this would have come out. That's what's funny to me. And then on the timeline, I just see like loads of people being like, "Oh, I gotta act like my VTuber persona. I'm gonna like murder a family of 5 and blame it on my killer persona." Those posts fucking sending me so hard. It's so people in this community are so fucking funny. So your killer persona didn't judge, I swear. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything I missed real quick before we get into the game. Yeah, he also thinks I should have accepted the apology, which I don't have to do that, by the way. I don't have to accept your apology, even if you do apologize in the nicest, sweetest way ever. People don't have to accept your apologies. He's keeping up the act that it's his persona and stuff, still claiming it's not him, despite the evidence. It's just a mess. It's just a mess that I'd rather not be a part of anymore unless more information comes up. Then of course I'll retweet it. Or if more victims speak out, I'll retweet it, of course. I'll reply to people that reply to my posts. But at this point, I don't even care about my experience at this point. We need to raise awareness about his paedophilia and stuff because, well, he's on the VTuber blacklist now, which is good because that's a pretty powerful account in my opinion. One of them has like 16,000 followers, so that's definitely going to reach more people. And in the end, my statement on all this is, I don't care how much clout he gets, as long as we save one woman or minor from getting hurt, that's alright with me. He can get all the clout he wants. He can get like 1,000 followers, like, he didn't, he got less than 10, while I got, I don't know, don't worry, I'll mind him daily, yes. But yeah, all that matters to me is, even if one woman or child is saved from possibly getting in contact with him and getting hurt, that's all that matters to me. Then my call out would have done its job. I in no way want clout from all this and anything. Of course, I'm extremely thankful for the influx of followers, but that's not, of course, not what I posted it for. Okay, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna like dry my throat out before we even get into the game, and there's a lot of reading involved. He has been bleeding for us slowly but surely. Yeah, I have noticed he went up like 10 though. Also, I'd also like to say one more thing. I've noticed a few people going around, like, replying to the people on my post who are like, public flirting doesn't equal harassment, blah, 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 accusing them of, like, siding with a paedophile and stuff. And I'd just like to say to those people, please don't do that. You aren't helping the situation, and for all you know, these people might not have seen the other posts about all that stuff. And also, I kind of did that post wrong because I was a bit of a state when I posted it, and I made a correction to it today, actually. So, if you ever see people like that replying, I just recommend sending them the thread of all the paedophilia stuff and that, and maybe the screenshot of my reply, of my correction of the post, my better wording. Alright. I think we should get into the game now. I don't think I really have anything else to say apart from fuck you, Salem, and I hope you burn in hell, and I hope you're chased out of the community. Hurting minors and hurting anyone is not cool, but especially hurting minors when they're vulnerable. Ugh.